why the Gem Goblin is the most hated and underutilized feature in Clash of Clans, and I don't understand why. And in this video, I will show you why I think he even might be OP here. Now, in order to understand the value of this guy, we need to establish the free ways to get gems value-wise. Paying out gems straight up, if we look at per hour, it's 20 gems for 1 hour worth of upgrades. 20 gems per hour is quite expensive. No one typically just straight up gems out upgrades there. We all know it's relatively bad. There's some videos out there for people that like to gem, but those not typically recommended. Book of Building is the next best value. The only way to get it in-game that costs gems is through the weekly deal shop. Now, unfortunately, not every week has that. This week does not, but I can tell you it is 925 gems for a Book of Building. Now, that comes out to, if you're the most efficient with the biggest upgrades, once you're upgrading to Clan Castle level 12, it does cost about 2.4 gems per hour that you get off. Significantly better than just spending the gems, which is about 20 per hour. 2.4 is a very efficient. Now, there is also the Builder Apprentice, but the Builder Apprentice is a little bit of an outlier. He can kind of get unlimited value the longer you have him. So we're not going to really focus on him. This guy is a really good value, but that might be a different video here. The Gem Goblin has an average of 1.66 gems per hour, which is already very solid, better than the Book of Building, but you also don't have to relatively be super efficient with it. And that's this video where the value really comes into play here. Now, this base is fully maxed out here, but let's go to a base where it isn't as maxed out. We have this base here, which is probably closer to maybe the average player here. You got some maxed out buildings, maybe you have some buildings that aren't fully maxed out, and if you look here, majority of people probably don't have traps upgraded. They are a key feature in the later sections, and they are very good to upgrade, but most people skip them because they don't add too much firepower to it. Now, if I upgrade this bad boy here with the Gem Goblin, only 15 gems. That is extremely usable or easy to get. 15 gems in the grand scheme of things won't even knock off 1 hour just spending out straight up price-wise, but will knock off 9 hours and 30 minutes off of here. Now, pricing is going to get a little bit weird with how low of upgrades, how much time should be, because there is a minimum purchase for this guy. It is 10 gems is the minimum. So if it's a 1 hour upgrade, it will cost 10 gems. If it's a 2 hour upgrade, it will cost 10 gems. The range where you get the value is 6 hours plus here. 6 hours plus is where you'll start getting the 1.66 gems per hour. You get a lot of gems throughout the day, whether that is through obstacles in the main village, also additionally the night village, but also additionally the gem mine. If you know ways to farm gems, going to be in a future video, honestly, you can start racking up gems massively, where you can start utilizing him massively when he comes out. Things I would recommend utilizing him on: collectors that you might be lacking behind, traps, as I said, just smaller upgrades where if you put down a regular builder and you're not on for the day, where you're not losing that value if he's not working, right? Put your normal builders on big ticket items like air defenses, eagle artillery, scatter shots, all that kind of stuff. Use him on smaller upgrades where the value isn't as great to put down a normal builder, and where if he stops working while you're offline, you're not really losing any value. Like this 12-hour upgrade here, 20 gems, not too bad for 12 hours off. How do you get those 20 gems maybe? If you know the strat to farm, you can sell stuff that you might not use too much. 10 gems per, that's 6 hours you get off of time right there. I did some calculations here. This gem box here takes 15 hours off of an upgrade if you use the Goblin Builder. That is massive value that people are just not using. So if you are even slightly rushed, you have a little bit of gems on the side, and you want to, I would recommend putting down traps collectors, just again, small upgrades, maybe some cannons that you just don't have down. Now, again, don't put down any upgrades that are less than 6 hours because you won't be getting as much value. The lower the amount of time, the worse it is. Anything above 6 hours to, honestly, even if you want to put down a Eagle artillery that is 13 days, it's still cheaper than getting a book of building from the weekly trader. I hope maybe this can convince people that this is actually not a bad value if you have small upgrades to do and you just have a little bit of gems lying around. If you want to progress further to maybe get maxed out faster, I would honestly highly recommend utilizing him. Even at the upper sections with supercharges, I've been putting the Goblin builder down just for these small upgrades for the supercharges. This thing would still cost 320 gems, even for 12 hours. But I can get these down very quickly because he only costs like, I think, 120 gems to do a few days worth of work here. It's crazy. I think he's massive value. Let me know what you guys think. Am I completely wrong? Will you still not be spending time or gems on the Goblin builder? Or maybe did this video convince you otherwise? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for my future tutorial on how to gem farm efficiently. Thank you for watching.